Any advice for somebody who's watching you that wants to go into law enforcement?
Yeah, do your homework. Do like I did. Go to a station, do ride-alongs. If you get serious about it and you get into the process, ask to read criminal reports. You can go to any, at least with LA County, you can go to any sheriff station and ask for the report boards, and they'll hand you a board over the counter. Now, all the victim information and stuff like that is redacted, so you're not getting anybody's information, but you're getting the meat and potatoes of the arrest, what occurred, the behaviors, what the deputy observed, his observances, his fears, his thoughts, process, all that would go into a very good report because you have to be able to communicate all that in, in a trial, in a criminal trial or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always look back on your report, but you want to document all that stuff and have that recorded in your mind, what you're seeing, what you're observing, and how that relates to the criminal activity. So yeah, I would say definitely read tons and tons of reports, everything from, I was never a traffic guy, but everything from traffic. You can learn a lot from traffic. I probably, this is not to brag, this is just something that I made a strength of mine, and that was I knew traffic codes better than a lot of traffic guys because traffic guys, they did DUIs and driving under the influence, or they did traffic tickets, and they knew their like lane changes, lane swerving, or rolling the stop. They knew all their little codes. But when you're looking for people that are driving around with guns in the car, dope and stuff, and they're driving, they know there's a cop around, so they're driving what they think is perfect. And you're like, well, I know that car's dirty. Um, how do I was not one to stop them and like make up a code. I would never do something like that. So I was like, what all codes do I have available to me? And like in California, at least, if your sunglasses are over a half an inch thick on the sides, that's a driving violation.
Really?
So yeah, because it depletes your visibility. So just, and most everybody has sunglasses with big bands, so that there is a reason to stop someone. It's an infraction, it's
Wow.
not a moving violation, but it's an
Yeah.
infraction.
Yeah.
Um, Not making a right hand turn and ending it as close to the curb as possible. So most people move in close to the curb and they turn and they just go out. You're supposed to. It says make it as close to the curb as possible and end it as close to the curb as possible. Then move out into traffic. So just these little things would allow you to stop a car and have a conversation with someone.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So yeah, know your codes. Learn all that stuff and be observant. Be observant. There's one. Can I share one
Yeah,
story?
absolutely.
Um, by be observant, my thing was burglary, and so criminal behavior. I would look for criminal behavior. I worked in the Antelope Valley. There was a whole sort of people. There was plenty of Hispanics and blacks on the east side, and then the west side was more predominantly white, although there were mixes throughout. And we had crimes from all races. There was nothing about it. I just looked for criminal activity. So two quick little stories. I'm driving through an alley one time and I see this guy and he's riding on a bike and he's leaning like this and he's trying to hold it up. And there's a shopping bag. So I pull him over. It's got a car battery in it. Why are you riding your bike with a car battery at 2 a.m? Oh, I got it from my buddy's car. Well, show me your buddy's car. I go over there. The windows broke. The hood's popped. He stole the battery. just looking at stuff like that, go asking questions. Why? Like, what is that or why? Another quick story of driving on the east side, and I see this young kid, and he's riding. I think he was 15. He's riding a bicycle, and the handlebars are like this wide. And so I go to pull up behind him, and he starts riding really fast, goes up a curb, and then I can't see him, and he jumps over a fence, and I hop up, and I'm pretty cautious about going over the fence, but I hop up, and here's the kid right there, and inside this blanket, he's got a shotgun, long barrel shotgun. And so I detain him and get it all, and I recover it as RC, possibly stolen, all this because of the way he's talking to me. A couple weeks later, I get back from homicide. They call me in to interview me, and it was used in a homicide 2 years before, where it was a drive-by at a gang, and they ended up killing like a 4-year-old girl, and that was a shotgun used, and it was all rusty. It had been buried in the desert for 2 years, and they paid this kid to go get it out of the dirt, take it home, and like dismantle it and destroy it. And so we solved, they didn't know who committed the crime. They ended up solving that murder behind this shotgun. But again, you see someone riding down the street, minding their own business, and the handlebars look a little bit wide. Most people probably wouldn't think much of it. They'd drive right by. Me, it's like, check that out. So just be observant. If something doesn't look right, trust the hairs on the back of your neck or your instincts.